Hey, what's going on YouTube? So this video is actually a really important video as it kind of ties in to my reoccurring videos and it kind of I guess sums everything up in a way, and it's super important. So this video is going to be about the weekly events. So starting out, how to prepare for them. So majority of the weekly events, as you may have heard from previous videos, or if you're newcomers, majority of the guilds are consistent of farming islands in the campaign to achieve, or dungeons to achieve, a currency. So for example, this week's weekly event, its currency is moons. It changes, varies depending on what type of event it is, but majority of them, that is what you're doing. Now there is an exception to for some of the types they give you, some of the weekly events they give you, I guess, energy or currency in order to do battles, but those don't happen very often. And to be honest, for those who are trying to do free to play, you're just kind of stuck with the amount. You can achieve more through quests and stuff like that, but for the most part, I myself struggle with those events to get up there on the leaderboards. I think everyone kind of does. It's pretty tough. It works kind of like Tower of Ponage, but I just want to focus on what the majority, the looting guild events are like, because that's what I best know, and that's what I can best prepare you for. So how to prepare for those who are free to play, those who are newer, is the best thing that you can do is to build energy. So what I mean by that, so each of these events, it can vary, but this is kind of a majority time thing. They kind of experiment, but majority of the time, the event starts on a Thursday, that Thursday morning, and the event ends um, on Sunday. I think it ends Sunday or ends, yeah, ends on Sunday. Um, so essentially, what I mean by building energy is between the time of the last event ending on Sunday, so following day Monday. So from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or I guess you can even count Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't waste any unnecessary energy. So as you see at the top, I'm past the cap. I'm 115, and I'm at 1700. So this is abnormally large just because I haven't been doing events lately, so I haven't spent any energy. But essentially, what I do is on that Monday, I complete my daily quests and I hold them. I hold on to the ones that involve energy. I collect all the rest, but I hold on to the one that has energy on it. And what I do is I wait until my energy, because you're right, my energy is exhausted from the previous event. I gave it everything I had, all the energy that I had, so I'm still recovering from the previous night. I might have like all of it there, or majority of it, but I still need to do my daily quests. So I complete the daily quests, and then I hold on to those quests that increase energy until it is completely full. So when this gets to 115, that's when I collect my energy daily quest rewards. And that point, it goes past 115. And then, I guess at that point, I've already done kind of my other dailies, my dungeon, and then my Tower of Ponage. So I've gotten my gems from Tower of Ponage. I'm ready. I'm ready for the store. I don't. One of the quests is to do a shop purchase, which, if that's the case, I do the watch videos for gems, or you can do the gold or whatever. One of those, and that will complete that quest for you, because I just like the daily quest, I don't want to collect energy yet until that is completely full. So when this is completely full, I collect the energy here, and then I go to the shop. I do the free shop energy video, and then I purchase energy up to however much. And as far as the daily stuff that you can do on how to do that, I'm actually gonna link you can refer to my video. I've made a video about the big 3 daily tasks, so you'll see that in the top right. Start on the first one, and it should follow throughout, so you can see what I'm doing as far as my daily tasks. For right now, it's just kind of an overview of what I do. But I purchase to the amount based on what I get from the Tower of Pawnage. Sometimes I get enough to purchase the 25, 50, and 75 out of Tower of Pawnage by completing the whole thing. Sometimes I don't. I base it off that, unless I'm not hurting for gems, which right now I'm not hurting for gems, so I just kind of go for it. But I buy 25, 50, and 75, and I don't touch the 100. I stay there, because that's usually the amount that I can still have a profit, I guess, from Tower of Pawnage, depending on how many gems it gives me. So at that point, I don't know, I think I'm usually at like 300. So obviously lower levels, you won't be at that because you won't wait until 115. Like, I have the benefit of it already being so much. But essentially what you're looking for is you're trying to take advantage of the amount of energy that you have, or the amount of free energy that you get. It's already regenerating energy for you, so that's currency that you don't need to do. It's just time. So it's all about the timing on that first day. So once you've gotten past that first day, that amount of energy that you got from Monday leading into Tuesday should be enough for you to do your daily quests. Do everything, do the big 3 daily, do all your stuff, and you should still have a surplus of energy left over after doing the daily quests. You should just be able to collect your energy stuff just fine on that Tuesday. So you repeat this step up until Thursday. At this point, I can't say what you would be at, maybe like 400 or 500, but you're essentially already starting that Thursday event day with that much surplus of energy to start. Now, obviously, for those of you who are lower level, maybe you want to spend that energy actually doing something like upgrades and farming and stuff like that. I would say it actually might be worth it for well, that depends on clearing the Tower of Pawnage too. So you kind of have to judge based on your own situation. If you're able to clear the Tower of Pawnage majority of the time, then this plan, it works out for you. If you are struggling with the Tower of Pawnage, and you can't necessarily do the shop buy, just kind of do the best that you can with what you have. If you can't quite do the shop purchases that I'm speaking of, I think you should still be able to do a surplus. But if the best you can do is just the free amount, the white amount that you have, then I would suggest to do so. I would say attempt to do the surplus in energy. But at this point, it comes down to the grind. It comes down to whenever you get in a later level, it becomes easier. So again, do the best you can. But whenever you get to that point when you can, that's probably the most efficient. This is probably the most efficient method of doing so. So you want to be in a surplus by Thursday. So then on Thursday you can start kick the event off by spending all of that surplus energy that you have all the way down to 0, and then you're off to a good start as far as the leaderboards within your guild. So from there, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat of Monday. You're trying to wait until your energy, or do your daily quests. And this time around, since the event has initiated, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to do your daily quest But what you want to do is pay attention to uh, the events as well. So what I mean by that is your fire dungeon, crypt, water, and uh, grassland, or I always forget the different types, but grass are the four. You have to run those types of dungeon 4 times. So what you can do is the star. Oh, it usually has something like this. So you 3-star one of the event dungeons. So this is probably a crypt, just based on what the event is. It changes obviously depending on what you're doing, but you have a crypt dungeon here. So this is going to be one of my. Oh, I guess I think you run it 3 times. So this is one of my 3 crypt dungeon runs that I'm going to do. And then we're going to scroll down here. So whenever you're doing your 4 PvP matches, make sure you throw a caster hero in there. Tower Pawnage, you don't, I mean, nothing special there, you just have to do it. And then quick loop crypt dungeons. So again, I'm probably going to stick with the event dungeon here. Don't forget about your 0 energy dungeons. Those are important as well. I say that because I was thinking of crypts, and the XP dungeons are important for those lower levels that are not unlocked yet. Don't worry about that. But essentially, you're just trying to do your daily quest, but do as many event quests at the same time as possible. And this one in particular, sorry to throw so much at you guys, but this one in particular is important for that reason, to pay attention, because there's also the 2 bosses that you can slay during this event, and you get gems for it, and they're only available in the event dungeon. So going after the 3 crypt dungeons, because here the event dungeons are crypt like I thought, or this one is anyways. I would say your 3 daily crypt dungeons should be this. Well, 2 of these, and then mix in the 0 energy as well. Definitely don't forget your 0 energy. They're huge. I've said this in other videos previously, but if you don't miss out on the, I guess it's a weekend now, don't miss out on the island here. I guess it's not, forget what island that's called at the moment, but Evo Island. Don't forget about Evo Island 0. On Thursday and Friday during the weekdays, in the events, in the notifications, you'll see at the very bottom there is a box for the Evo Island still, and you can hit dungeon on there, and it'll allow you to go to the Evo Island stuff and actually see the 0 energy island. So don't forget about those. Those don't cost you anything, so they're, I mean, they don't, the only thing that could hurt you is missing out on them. So don't forget about those. But I think you kind of, at this point, I'm assuming you kind of grasp what I mean by doing the dailies and the events at the same time. So that's really important. But yeah, at this point, so you're trying to complete the daily quests, and then if you're in a surplus, or no, you spent your energy from the previous day on that Thursday, so now it's Friday. You're doing your daily quests. This is still regenerating. You're done with your daily quests with the combination of the event quests, or trying to match those, or get those in there. So then again, you're gonna wait until this regenerates all the way, and then you're gonna complete your daily quests that involve energy, and then you're gonna do your tower, or maybe you've already done your tower pawnage, and then you're gonna go to the shop and purchase your energy and get the max amount that you can in that day, and then you're gonna exhaust that resource and then go on to the next day, and so forth and so forth. So that's pretty much the method that I use. I'm sure it's the method that everyone uses, but this is just kind of verbally laying it out, the roadmap essentially. let's see here. So that's kind of the order of things that I do. And then I overlook this because obviously you see the numbers 158, and that's just, it's tough to go through that many um, PvPs, and it's also mentioned in the Big Three Daily, so seriously make sure you check those out. It kind of explains everything in depth there. I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys, but if you check out my other videos, they're more split up. It's just the events really, it ties everything together so much. Um, and I just want to make sure and cover everything. But essentially, the things that you're looking for is the daily quests, the dungeons, and Tower of Pawnage every day. Make sure you get those done, because they give you some form of advantage in the event or some form of currency, something like that. Um, and get as much energy in a day as possible. Take advantage of the free um, energy that you get that respawns on or refills on its own. Take advantage of the fact that you can go past that, and you'll be golden. Um, and then I guess the last bit um that I wanted to say. Well, here, let's actually cover this too, because it has to do with the daily events. So, or the weekly events. For those of you who are newer, this is kind of a standard layout for events. You have the player ranking, which is each player individually, regardless of your guild. You're competing with your guild mates too, but this is on an individual player basis. So you're collecting the moon currency for this one, uh, and basically you're competing with each individual player for the best prize. It's super competitive, super tough. I definitely don't crack like the first 1,000. I think I'm just below 1,000 or something like that when I actually go into it. So it's a pretty tough competition, but it's some fun, friendly, fun competition nonetheless. Next would be the guild rankings. So this will just show you what your guild, where your guild is at compared to other guilds, and you're competing with other guilds for um, the best uh, reward as well. And then you also have rewards for the daily rewards. So your daily resource collection, I guess. And I'm actually glad that I came here because this was one important thing. I've mentioned it before. I can't remember what video, but this is about events, so it's huge to keep this in mind. So what I like to do is I like to keep all of my event quests. When I'm done with them, I don't claim them. I wait, throughout all the days. I keep all of these. I make sure all the repetitive ones, all the repeatable ones are done. All the daily ones are done. I keep everything up until the last day. The reason I do this is for two reasons. One, to be honest, it's kind of to get a leg up on your guildmates, because when you get higher in guild rankings, you're fighting for a spot. So in this way, you can kind of guarantee a good surge in points at the last minute, so you can uh, maintain like middle of the pack or upper. It just kind of keeps your guildmates on their toes, I guess. In a way, it might be kind of sleazy, but it's just what I like to do. There's another reason for it that's more pure than this, but that's kind of part of the reason. It also keeps other guilds on their toes, because if everyone in your guild does that, then you'll get a surge of points, when another guild might think they have it in the bag. So it's kind of, in a way, it's a tactic on both friendly and non-friendly. But the real reason, the main reason I'd say why I do it is because um, these daily rewards that you get, it's it's about the amount of moons that you earn in a day. So if you save all of the events quests up until the end, it counts the amount of moons that you get from the quests for the day you claim them. So it doesn't matter when you complete. It doesn't matter if you completed it on Thursday or Friday. If you claim them on Sunday, it counts that you got those moons on Sunday. So where that benefits is it gives you that much more of a chance of achieving the maximum amount of moons in a day, as opposed to what I'm usually around in this range on a daily basis, right? This is not spending money. This is not using ether, whatever, which is high level, max level stuff. This is catering to lower levels. When I say this, this is the range I am at a level 80. It's definitely a range that's attainable for any level. But if I were to claim my events, I would probably maybe be in this range, not consistent. I'd probably be closer to this range if I claim the events each day. So the benefit that I get by just accepting these for the first three days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah, first 3 days, is that I open the gateway of being in this range for at least one of them, and one of these I think is more worth than just consistently getting this, right? Because you're getting into legendary tokens here, and then potentially an ultimate skin, which they've been giving out like candy recently, which I've not appreciated because all of them have been against dragons. So, but aside from that, it gives you a better chance of getting a higher reward, and I think it benefits more. So those are the reasons for that. That's my advice to you. It's up to you if you want to do that or not. But in the long run, I think it's well worth it. As far as other tips, I'd say if you tune into my weekly videos that I have, I kind of let you know what to look for in the weekly events and tactics to use and stuff like that. If I don't upload that week, then I'd say just pay close attention to the information here, and make sure you understand what it says. If you don't know what it says, you can look back on a few of the other weekly events that I've done previously. Like I've said, majority of the events are pretty similar to each other. So a lot of the events that I do videos over are gonna be, are gonna match up. So you can look for my previous videos and see how I approach those, and it's gonna probably match up with the one that is going on that I maybe didn't upload for. Let's see. I think the last thing, if you are struggling to stay within a guild, this last tip, it's kind of trashy in a way because it's not using the game how it's meant to be played. But at the same time, I want people to be able to get to where they want to be and not have to struggle with either one, being kicked out of guilds that are higher in ranking and they want the rewards, or two, the only guilds they can join are allowing them to join for whatever reason. I think it's a kind community. I think you'll have no problem fitting into guilds. But just in case, those who get into guilds but can't stay or are tired of joining free to join guilds and not getting higher reward, well, I can't say for those ones, but basically what I found out recently, taking a break, because I still want tokens myself, even though I'm taking a break. I actually did an experiment, and this is similar to what I did in my guild video. I went, so this is on Sunday. I went down the list of all these rankings, and I looked through, I checked to see if it's private or free to play or free to join. And essentially what I did is I found the highest ranking free public status guild, and I essentially joined them mid, so just like this. So I essentially joined them mid event. No, not even. Late event, so Sunday night, I think I joined them. I did my daily quest, so there was participation in the guild. I did show participation in the guild. I'm not sure if it would work without. I would just in case not. But I joined them, and I actually did get the rewards the next day. So as you can see, I joined a level 49 guild, just like that. And now if this were Sunday or moving into Sunday, so Sunday night, and no one's really checking anything, I would get this reward even though I didn't participate in it. Again, it's super sleazy, but at the end of the day, it's a grindy game. People have limited amount of time, so I thought I'd share that with you. I don't I won't judge you for it, I suppose. I would say go for it if you don't have the time to do events, or the energy method that I was talking about previously. Maybe this is a method. I apologize if this offends anyone who is a guild leader or players, but essentially it's a piece of the game that I guess the devs probably need to fix. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's a possibility, so I'm just trying to help out newer players, honestly. So newer players, if you want to jump on it, there's no shame in that, honestly, because this is a grindy game and you want to get there as fast as possible. I would say it's probably more preferable to go through the grinds and get the moons and all that with a guild of your own, or meaning like join a guild or create a guild of your own. I'd probably go for that rather than what I just showed you. But again, if time is tight and this week is not your week for doing events, you could give that a go. Again, apologize for anyone that offends, but it's part of the game. It's the way it goes. All right. So that is pretty much it. So I will probably link this to all of my, or I will be linking this to all of my weekly event videos from now on. It's a lengthy one. It's a lot of information. I apologize for that, but if you stick around for it, there's a lot of good information in there. And that this is the biggest part of the game right here, is the weekly events. So that's gonna be it, guys. I will see you in the next one.